Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. I am Spenser. You know that already. You've heard my voice before, or at least I assume you have, assuming this is not your first episode. If it is your first episode, it's a weird place to jump in, seeing as how this is a part two. But that's okay. So yeah, you've probably heard me before. Anyway, today I am joined by the League of Melanated Gentlemen, the two other gentlemen that have come here today to bring you Black Joy.
Black Joy. Amen. This is Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
Today, as I said, we have a part two situation. If you listened to the Black Movie Bracket part one, then you will know that we started with 32 movies and we are now down to 16 movies. And today we're going to see how the rest of this bracket goes. So, yeah, I think it should be a good time. There were some upsets in the first round, and we're going to see if there are going to be any more in this round. I'm sure that in your head you already have a winner, but who knows what's going to happen on this podcast. We've got some wild card things that tend to happen. So, Brandon, you want to take us through this thing?
Absolutely. Let's go through the bracket here. The first round, we'll kind of get a little recap here. In the first round, we had Love and Basketball against Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 2 played really well that game, and Bad Boys 2 came out with the victory. Then we had the next matchup, we had Big Mama's House against Hustle and Flow. Big Mama's House came out with the dub. Then we had Get Out versus Harder They Fall. Harder They Fall came out with the win in a very good matchup.
Yeah, great matchup.
Medea in the next one, Medea's Family Reunion against Bad Boys. Bad Boys is a classic, so of course we got the W there. Then we had Ray versus Barbershop. Interesting matchup, but Ray came out with the win. Then we had Malcolm X against Drumline. Malcolm X, Fight the Power, came out with the win. ATL versus Bebe's Kids. I spelled that definitely wrong. ATL came out with the win. Nutty Professor against White Chicks. Interesting matchup. White Chicks came out with the dub. Then we had Life versus Think Like a Man. Life wins. Then we had Booty Call against American Gangster, which is a interesting stylistic matchup here. And American Gangster came out with the dub. Then we had Coming to America versus Soulman. Coming to America wins. Then we have Friday versus The Wood in a first round matchup. Marquee first round matchup. Friday comes out with the W.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a double overtime game, but Friday came out with it. Then we had Django versus All About the Benjamins. Django wins. Then we had Baby Boy versus Best Man, and that was also a very good matchup. And Best Man came out with the victory. Then we had Set It Off versus Love Don't Cost a Thing. Set It Off wins. And lastly, in the first round, we had Soul in an animation matchup. Soul versus Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog goes to the second round. So,
should we remind people also, just in case, the matchups were completely random?
Sure.
So we didn't have any control over what went up against what, just to remind people.
Yeah, some of these matchups were random as hell.
Yeah, it was tough. Tough first round matchups for some people, stylistic wise. It was a tough matchup. You know what I mean? But to get to the second round, you have to earn it, which is what we wanted. So, all right, gentlemen, we want to start the second round, or we got any other thoughts?
I want to do a couple RIPs for the first round.
Okay.
Just because there are some things that didn't make it out that are just really good. So, firstly, RIP to Get Out.
RIP to Get Out. Had a great season.
That was a tough one, man.
Yeah.
Great.
Outstanding.
Yeah, that was quite an upset. I'm going to go ahead and say RIP to Drumline. Drumline is important to a lot of people.
Really is.
Recently watched it, and I mean, I still like it. It still gave me flashbacks to want to be on the drum line.
Definitely holds up. Definitely holds up.
I'm gonna say R.I.P. to Soul Men.
Oh yeah,
and R.I.P.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac,
R.I.P.
because that movie was just. I remember that movie being hilarious.
Yeah, had a great season.
R.I.P. to The Wood.
That one,
a tough matchup.
That one was a real tough one. Yeah, Friday in the Wood. That's the tough one, man. The Wood definitely showed up for that one.
Shut up, ready to go.
Yeah, that was
said double overtime. That was a tough, a tough battle. But yeah, Friday came out in advances. That was tough.
Yeah. So I just wanted to real quick.
Good shout outs.
In other matchups, those would have made it to the second round.
Those are what we call Final Four contenders in March Madness land. You know what I mean? Walking this tournament, you'd be like, "Oh, they can make it to the Final Four." If you would have put the Wood in somewhere else, you're right.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of matchups where the Wood would have easily made it.
Get out too.
Yeah,
get out too. Yep, I agree. That's what makes it fun with the simulated seedings.
Yeah, the random generator. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. All right, gentlemen, let's start in the second round here. We have Bad Boys 2 against Big Mama's House. Who we think is advancing out on this one?
Bad Boys 2 is my favorite movie. Of course, Martin Lawrence is in both of these.
Yes.
And for me, I enjoyed Big Mama's House, but Bad Boys 2 is just too much. As far as Martin Lawrence is better in Bad Boys 2 than in Big Mama's House, to me. Like,
I agree.
There's more comedy there for me.
I can see the argument. Personally, I do roll, Bad Boys, the original is my favorite, so I'm always leaning towards Bad Boys. But the franchise. So I agree with you there. But Big Mama's House, man, he kind of showed out in that movie too, though.
No, and I agree. Like I wouldn't call this like a great matchup just because, in my head, there was no contest here.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, and shout out to Big Mama's House.
They came out.
Yeah, good fun movie. Really enjoyed it. But Bad Boys 2 is too much. I don't. Good.
I was gonna say, I will say the one thing that Bad Boys 2 kind of has over Big Mama's House is the soundtrack. Because it's not fair. Big Mama's House doesn't have a soundtrack. The Bad Boys 2 soundtrack.
Oh, okay, I got what you were saying. I was mixing up what you were saying. You're right. Yep.
No, yeah. The Bad Boys 2 soundtrack was nice.
Fire.
I hear them bad boys come in.
Yeah. I think that's what the do it for fun.
Was that
it was Nelly P. Diddy and Murphy Lee.
Yeah. I remember that video.
Don't stop now. I hit him back. Oh man, don't even get me started on the video. I remember that one girl was so fine in that video. Anyway, let me stop. But I feel like you see two whole different sides of Martin Lawrence in this.
Yeah.
But let's not discount Big Mama's House. I will say Big Mama's House has some real good scenes in it.
No, Big Mama's House was good, and I'm not trying to take anything away from it, but we're talking good versus great.
Bro, when she was in the bathroom, that was hilarious, bro. When he was stuck in the bathroom and she was in there.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm about to say the basketball scene too. That was
the
basketball scene was good
scene too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And then the mom, who was the mom? Who played the mom?
Nia Long.
I was like, golly, Jesus.
Now, are we gonna pit Nia Long versus Gabrielle Union?
No, we're not gonna pit two black women against each other. We're not doing that. That's not the podcast. No. We're not the podcast for that, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not
Nia Long and Gabrielle Union are both winners.
Yeah.
I had to throw it out there. Just want to make sure.
Queens. But yeah, both bad. Baddies. And Bad Boys 2. Yeah. That movie had a lot of talent.
I mean, they were in Miami.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was built to showcase. And I mean, outside of that, Bad Boys 2, just the action scenes, it has
the greatest car chase scene I've ever seen.
That was
Like,
an
Oh,
amazing
across
we're on
movies.
that on the highway.
Yeah. Like,
Gap
And
Union. Yeah.
and
this is
this is the movie where, like, I use the conversation that they have with Reggie. I meme that all the time.
oh yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, people do it all the time. They talk about that. Nigga, you look 40.
Yeah, like anytime I know somebody who turns 30, I send them, motherfucker, you look 30.
Yeah. But I think Michael Bay directed Bad Boys, both of the Bad Boys. Yeah, I think a lot of times he ruined his reputation with those Transformers movies, but people don't give him enough credit for the Bad Boys franchise, bro. Like that scene when they're in the Haitians house.
The
and,
devil
like,
is not welcome here.
The devil is not welcome here.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
Bro, that action scene, just the camera work where it was just going around the building, you can see, but bro, like amazing. Like, but I mean, like again, Michael Bay would be in the Hall of Fame if he would have made those Transformers movies. But the
first one was good.
Oh yeah, it was. But then he didn't give a damn after that. But just the work he did in this movie, bro, it was amazing. Like you said, the car chase scene, there was a bunch of scenes in here that was amazing. So,
and the comedy for me was just hilarious.
Yeah, agreed.
So there's no, again, we're talking good versus great. So Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, Bad Boys 2 is like that behemoth team. That's the team with, 2 5-star recruits. They're just, 2 All-American players. Nothing you can do with that. Like Big Mama's House had a great year, but there's nothing you can do with that.
Sounds like we're all in agreement with Bad Boys 2 advancing to the Elite 8.
Sure. All right. In the next matchup we have Harder They Fall versus Bad Boys, the original. Very good matchup here.
This is a tough one.
I'm gonna be honest with you, fellas. I'm just going to get mine out the way. I'm just going to get mine out the way. Let you guys rock. Bad Boys is my favorite movie. Bad Boys is what made me fall in love with buddy cop movies. Like, I would argue Bad Boys, the original, is funnier than Bad Boys 2. I would argue, like it just was better overall to me.
We're going to argue that in the next round, I imagine.
Yeah, right. And so my lab, like just it's just amazing. And I feel like this one showcased Martin. This is prime Martin to me. This is like Will Smith on his way up, right? He ain't all the way in his prime yet, but he's obviously superstar. But this is like prime Martin. This is Martin. There's no better version of Martin than in Bad Boys. So, and in Bad Boys, we'll talk about that later. But Harder They Fall, pretty great. But I'm a roll personally. I got to roll Bad Boys.
To be honest, what do you think? This is a tough one for me. I'm gonna be 100% honest because Bad Boys is very special, but The Harder They Fall is also special for me. I don't like westerns, and so this was the first western movie where I was like, "Wow, I can watch this over and over again."
Jordan, that's not true. Logan came out before this.
That is very true. Let me quit lying. Logan is a true western. All right, this is the second western that I watched. I was letting me watch this over and over. I love the story, big actors. I loved all the actors in it. But Bad Boys is also something real special, man. I'm struggling here because I really want to go with Bad Boys, but my heart is telling me The Harder They Fall. So I mean, this is tough. I'm really struggling there. I'm going with The Harder They Fall.
Oh, okay. Wow,
I'm going with The Harder They Fall.
Yeah, Bad Boys. It crossed my mind if I just wanted like, I gotta go Bad Boys. That's my answer. That's what's in my heart. That's because The Harder They Fall, again, good matchup, great movie, star-studded. Everybody did a great job. However, for me, Bad Boys.
Yeah, and I love a western.
It.
I love a western. I love a historical piece. and they did an amazing job. Knocked it out the park, but this is just fell in a rough matchup, right?
I can accept it. This isn't my number one team. I don't reveal who my number one team is, but this is a number 3 team for me. I feel like I wanted them to make it to the Final Four. I didn't think they were going to be the winner, but I understand how it must be.
Look, Harder They Fall had a great season. Had an upset in the first round. No one expected, right?
Yeah.
Defeated, get out. Like you can hang your season on that, right? So, yeah, to me, Harder They Fall, much respect. But
great
Bad
show.
Boys, yeah, great show. Outstanding. Much respect. Shake hands after the game. But yeah, I gotta go Bad Boys.
I will say we will see these boys again next year.
I agree.
We'll see them again next year.
I agree. Okay. In the next one, so Bad Boys moves on to the next round. So in the next matchup, in the second round, we have Ray versus Malcolm X. Interesting matchup.
This is a historical matchup.
Yeah. Biopic versus biopic.
Yeah, this is GOAT actor versus GOAT actor right here.
Yeah. I guess let's talk about Ray first.
Yeah, I would say let's start Ray.
I mean, Jamie Foxx, again,
I'm tripping.
When I watch this movie, like, I get lost in Jamie Foxx's portrayal of Ray. Like, it's one of the most impressive biopic things I've ever seen.
I agree.
Like, I'll have to really think about it, but like, it might be the number one portrayal of a real person that I can think of. I'm not going to lock that in, but it's a top tier performance of a person in real life. Like I forget I'm watching Jamie Foxx when I watch that movie.
Yeah. When I think of biopic, I think of Ray immediately.
Because usually in biopics, people either sound exactly like them or look exactly like them, but very rarely both.
Right.
And perhaps the fact that he was in Shades the whole movie helped. But regardless, like, this is the movie where you find out, oh, Jamie Foxx is a contender for a GOAT level actor.
Yep.
Like, this is it's just one of the best performances I've seen.
I want to say also, this movie, when I was young, when it first came out, so it came out in 2004, so I was still pretty young at that time. The scene with him touching the woman's arm, like he was, touching multiple women's arm, and then he had a little bit more meat on it. That was the first time I thought about, like, you know what, bigger women do got a little bit more meat on them. The way, and then I started to think about how, the real life person. I was like, how often he probably did that, and how if you don't have any eyes, like if you don't have any eyesight, like your touch and feel is like everything for you. And so I don't know, that movie was like the first time I like started to like comprehend like what it means to be blind and not be able to see, because you have to use all your other senses. And Jamie Foxx was able to showcase like all the different senses that Ray Charles actually had to use.
No, definitely saw things from a different perspective.
And I think that Jamie Foxx had the advantage in that he could talk to Ray Charles, whereas
that's true.
Denzel was not able to talk to Malcolm.
Right.
And so he can get all those inside things that he was feeling or thinking, at that time, potentially.
He could hang out with him and pick up on everything.
Right.
And I think that's a part of why it was such a good performance and a good portrayal, is because he was able to spend time with the man and like learn him from him.
No, it's facts. And definitely, obviously looks wise, I feel like Jamie Foxx looked more like Ray than Denzel looked like Malcolm. But
Absolutely.
I mean, even still, like based on just the performance alone, you kind of Denzel put you there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Denzel,
right?
And I know which movie I'm picking for this one. For me, I definitely thought about it for a while, but I know for me, I'm going with Ray.
I'm gonna lean Ray myself.
I am also going with Ray.
Okay.
And again, a good showing from Denzel. Like, did a great job. Played a great game, but just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, he ran into a team with similar styles, and just sometimes it happens.
They didn't have the defense.
Exactly, just didn't come ready to play in this particular one. Really good showing first round to beat Drumline. It's pretty good for Malcolm X. But yeah, Ray moves on to the next round. In the next matchup, we have ATL versus White Chicks.
Completely different movies.
I'm gonna be honest. I think this is kind of I think this is a
easy, one-sided.
Yeah.
This is like that big school goes up against that little ass school, and you're just like, you had a good year, but I'm sorry. These niggas got NBA players.
Not much to it. Should we just go ahead and pass White Chicks?
Yeah, White Chicks. I want to shout out ATL. Really good movie. Took the culture by storm. Had a lot of really good performances, low key.
I mean, it was like you guys said, it was a Class B school going up against a 5A, 6A school.
You
just can't compete.
Yeah. These niggas got people in the league. Like, you just can't. You know what I mean? You can only do so much. But okay, that was an easy one. Next one. Okay, we have Life versus American Gangster. Denzel makes another showing here. Shows him Martin Lawrence.
This one is interesting, and I think it may warrant some discussion.
Okay.
I mean, if we start with Life, Life is just really good. These are very different movies. Life has not even just two, but some of the greatest comedians of our time.
Right.
It has historical context.
Yep.
And it's a movie that's kind of ahead of its time as far as some of the characters we see in it and how stuff is handled. And if you're wondering, like, how is it ahead of its time when it took place so far in the past? Because there were some things that got addressed in this movie that I feel like people weren't talking about.
Yeah.
I would definitely say the movie is super, super quotable.
Oh, yeah. One of the most quotable Black movies, or movies in general. To this day, my dad says lines from this movie. So yeah, I mean, me,
and one of my favorite things was just the nicknames people got.
Oh yeah,
it was. What
was Bernie Mac's nickname? Oh, I can't
remember.
Jangalang. Yeah, Jangalang. Yeah.
Can't get right.
Can't get right, man. And I've called so many people can't get right since then, bro. Like, you didn't know what it was, and then when you heard the name, you're like, I know somebody that's just can't get right. They just can't. Yeah, man.
That might be the first time I saw Evil Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, he's been around forever.
I like the way you call him Evil Dave Chappelle, because I definitely do not know his real name.
Bokeem.
Yeah.
Bokeem Woodbine.
I definitely did not know him. Yeah.
The internet calls him Evil Dave Chappelle, which is hilarious. But
when you said it, I was like, "Who was he talking about?" And I was like, "This dude tripping." So he definitely the reverse Chappelle.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, yeah, like he looks like a Chappelle variant.
No, he does. That's facts. He does. A buff ass. Yeah, he looked like the Chappelle nowadays rather than skinny Chappelle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Chappelle way bigger now.
Yeah, man. Like, this movie just was loaded with talent. But American Gangster, look, really good movie. Personally, I lean towards Life. I think it's one of the funniest movies ever.
And American Gangster is not funny. That's
not at all.
That's not what it's supposed to be. American Gangster is just. I mean, it's Denzel doing it. When he shot Idrissa in the head, I was not like in front of the world. I was not prepared.
Like broad daylight in the morning, I think it was. He was eating breakfast.
Yeah, because Idris was like, "You're not going to shoot me in front of all these people. You're not going to do it." And he was like, "Oh, I got something for you."
Yeah.
And then he shot him and then just continued his day.
I mean, there's a reason why the word gangster is in the movie, because he definitely does some gangster stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is a really good matchup as well as far as soundtrack. I mean, because Jay-Z made a whole album based off of this movie. That was really good. And then Life had a Casey and JoJo song, Life, like amazing song, really good soundtrack. Yeah. Like, so
I forgot about that song, actually.
Yeah, that song is fire, bro. Yeah, man, this isn't tough for me, but it also I have the utmost respect for American Gangster. Like, I listen to that album, just it gets you in the mindset of like a Frank Lucas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Brandon, you already said, your choice is Life. I mean, for me, it was a good conversation, but for me, Life wins as well.
Well, then there's nothing like what I vote doesn't matter. But I would have still had to think about it, so we can just call it for Life.
Okay.
All right. But Life moves on.
Like that's a surprisingly good matchup.
No, it really is. I had to think about it a lot longer than I thought I would have to, honestly. Okay. Now we're getting into some. This is
my number one. Yeah, this is my number one team right here. This is
one of the matchups they put up on primetime television at 7:00, so everybody can watch. This is Coming to America versus Friday, the original Friday.
Eddie Murphy's back. Okay,
Eddie Murphy's back. Yep.
I just Coming to America first. Then
Denzel just took 2 L's. Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's tough for the Denzel crowd. My mom would kill me if she saw this bracket.
Imagine if Denzel hears this. He's liable to call us, hit us up.
I'm leaving here with something.
Discussion. Yeah, he gonna have some words with us.
Okay, so Coming to America, obviously classic, transcended even race. Like I know so many white people have seen this movie, but just. I mean, obviously, it was Eddie Murphy's like showcase where he got to play different characters. So many quotables. Yeah, so many quotable lines.
Cast was crazy.
Cast was stupid.
Yeah,
like Hall of Famers across the board.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already tired of talking about Coming to America. Let's get to the real thing. Let's get.
Hold on. I want to address something.
Okay.
I believe this is honestly a really good matchup because this kind of gives you the kind of higher brow comedy with Coming to America, and then Friday gives you that ratchet shit, which I of course we believe Jordan leans towards.
I'm about all this.
Jordan's not the only one.
Okay.
I mean, as far as like the diaspora is concerned,
no, you're right.
Like for a lot lot of people, Friday is number one. Or
I can name a few people Friday who I already know who came to mind when I said that.
yeah, like so I get it. And I mean it's a good matchup and it's 2 schools like in the same conference.
Yeah.
But like these might be rivals.
I really just want to know, how come every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen? Come on now, Friday. You can't tell me.
I think that Friday. I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think that Friday is probably the most quoted Black movie. Period.
If I had to do a poll, I would 100% agree with you.
Like
I don't know, fam.
No,
I don't know.
I would bet money that I'd put money on it. Like I think that Friday is the most quotable Black movie. Because
you know what I want.
Like this is a movie where I know multiple people that could watch the movie on mute and quote the entire thing.
Oh yeah, I definitely could.
Like, there are not many movies where that is the case.
Damn,
for a lot of people.
I'm looking up the quotes now. Bye, Felicia. And you know this, man.
And you know this, man.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. Come on, man. Like, yeah. All right. Nah, think about it. You're right.
I mean, just and random shit that, like, my grandmama gave me that chain. Like, just random.
Come on now, that's one of the biggest memes now. Is that damn?
Yeah. My neck and my back. Yeah.
Well, around here. Like, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Miss Parker.
Friday.
Normandy and Western. Like,
Bernie Mac was in this too. Yeah.
Yes, he was. Miss Parker. Miss Parker.
Who?
Yeah.
Debo.
Yeah. That's my chain. Damn, man. All right.
He's like, what?
Debo had his own music.
Yeah.
Like, he had his own, like, Jaws music.
Bro.
And, like, Debo is a verb. Like, you can be Debo'd.
That's true. And I feel like this is one of the first, like, black movies where, like, I felt like it was it was low-key like an adventure. Like, it was low-key like a journey. Like, they woke up in the morning, they sat down, then they had to go, you know what I mean? Shit, Chris Tucker went on a date.
Friday. Yeah. It was one whole day.
Niggas got shot at. Like, you know, it was a whole day, but it was a whole adventure that day. You know what I mean? So, man. Yeah.
He said, Smoke is back to take a shit. He's like, hey, Smokey back. He's like, all right, don't tell nobody. He's like, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Hey, Smokey back here taking a shit. He's like, come on now.
It's like, I ain't gonna tell anybody else.
Yeah. Come on now.
Oh man.
For me, that's easy.
This one was an easy one for me, man. That, like I said, they were my number one from the very beginning.
Wow.
And, I mean,
okay.
I would say that. So you guys have my vote. That's 1 out of 3.
Too. No, mine too.
2 out of 3
goes to Friday.
Yeah. I give the edge to Friday as well. So
3 out of 3. That's all we needed. I'm happy to see my boys move on.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was closer than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's bigger disparity than I thought it was going to be. It was like one of them hyped up matchups, but then Friday wins by 20. You're like, damn. Yeah. All right. They started the fourth quarter. All right, so Friday moves on. Next one, we have very different movies. We have Django versus Best Man.
Very
Jamie Foxx is back. Okay.
Jamie Foxx is back.
Now, I don't know if it even matters at this point, but for anybody who's wondering, we did discuss it and we did decide that Django is a black movie.
Yes, sir.
Because,
just in case anybody else,
yeah, because Jamie Foxx is black enough for this movie to be black, as well as Kerry Washington and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes,
like they are black enough for this to be a black movie. I understand that Tarantino is not, and that's okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Now, Django is, I mean, if we have to call slave movies, Django's my favorite.
True. And I want to be clear that we did omit a lot of slave movies because we didn't want to be a part of that, but obviously this is different.
Yeah, this is I like when Tarantino takes some of history's greatest atrocities and he's like, you know what, we're just going to flip this around a little bit.
Right.
We're going to tell it like we wish it had gone.
Right.
You know, with some turbulence, of course, but like with a happy ending.
Right.
And Django is just, I am still mad Leonardo DiCaprio did not get an Oscar for this movie.
That is one of the few times I followed the entire Oscar Golden Globe like process because I thought there's no way in hell. Yeah, there's no way he doesn't get it. Yeah. He called Jamie Foxx a nigga to his face. There's no way he doesn't get an Oscar off of that.
Yeah, he bled on Kerry Washington.
Yes.
That was his real blood. No, his real blood. No, he earned that Oscar, and they didn't give it to him.
Damn shame. Gave it to him over some dumbass. What was that movie?
They gave it to him, The Revenant.
Yeah, I was
Like he got a training day Oscar.
Yeah, exactly. Honorary award. Yeah.
I mean, Viola Davis got a training day Oscar too, but
it's true.
Yeah, like it's
so
fine.
Angela Bassett, but yeah,
did she get an Oscar?
Was it Golden Globe or was it?
That was a Golden Globe.
Golden Globe. Okay, my bad.
I would say I remember going to go see this in the theaters, and I can't remember the exact scene it was. But I remember there was one scene where Jamie Foxx's character, like, he shot a dude like directly in the head with that sawed-off shotgun, and like you just see like all the blood and debris just like burst up. And I remember being in the theater, and I was like, "Damn!" I remember just said that so damn loud because I was like, "That's how I knew it was like a Tarantino movie."
Oh yeah,
Tarantino movie.
Tarantino uses fucking
blood,
buckets of blood.
Yeah,
and I love it.
I loved it.
Yeah, this is a great movie. That's as historically accurate as I need to get when it comes to slave movies. Is
Facts.
Django. Because otherwise I'm leaving mad.
Yeah, that's probably the last one I like invested time in. Okay, Best Man. What are we thinking? I'll be honest. I was late on the Best Man train. I got clowned for so many years because it was like, you ain't seen Best Man, and I saw it. It's great. It was a really good movie. Yeah. They've actually extended it to. It's become a really good franchise.
Yeah, it's a black staple,
it really
and
is.
It's star-studded as well. It's got all the black people in it.
Yeah, every black big-time actor in the late '90s was in this movie.
Like all the people that were in black movies were in this movie.
Right.
Yeah, and it was good. For me, it doesn't quite hold up to Django.
Right.
But it was a great movie. The what we find out at the end, with the betrayal or whatever you want to call it, because Morris Chestnut was out here just being trifling, doing what he wanted, but then he finds out about what happened and he mad.
Yeah.
That was very realistic. Like,
it really was.
That's how it is.
Yeah. That's how they operate.
I want to mention, even though it's not the same movie, but I want to mention, so every Christmas, me and my wife and my family, we put on the Best Man Holiday soundtrack, just because I love the soundtrack. It's so fire, and that's what we put our Christmas tree up to every year. Not the Best Man, but it's Best Man Holiday. So
I will say, if I had a hot take, low key Best Man Holiday might be better than Best Man. I don't know.
I mean,
I would say
we could continue talking about it, but I think we're done here.
Yeah, it's a little more in the feels, but yeah, Django moves on.
Yeah,
Django's going to be a tough one to beat.
Yeah,
and it might honestly have an easy side of the bracket, but we'll get there.
Well, so far, it's getting difficult.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think it kind of fell in a really nice spot. But in our next spot, in our next round matchup, we have Set It Off versus Princess and the Frog.
Very different movies.
This is probably as drastic style as you can get.
Yeah, I feel like we said different movies a lot. This is truly the most different movie.
It's the widest gap of like genre and style.
Yeah, I felt two totally different emotions at the end of both of these movies. Like, okay. So we want to talk about Set It Off first.
Yeah, let's go Set It Off.
Yes.
What were you about to say, Spencer? Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna say Set It Off. Queen Latifah. Well, actually, all of them did a great job in this movie. Even Jada.
I'm honestly, I used to be upset how underrated this movie is. Like, you don't hear about, when you talk about heist movies, when you talk about just black movies in general, people don't talk about Set It Off like that. Think about this is ahead of its time.
And it's
woman-led cast.
Yeah, it's a black female-led movie. And I don't know how many of those we had up to this point.
Right. And had one of the best endings to me I've ever seen, as far as like giving giving you everything. It wasn't just a beautiful ending, right? Like there was some consequences.
Yeah, and that shit was sad.
Yes, it was sad.
Like and everything. It was super.
We lost 3 out of 4.
Right. Like, and you felt for Jada at the end. Like, was it worth it? Or you lost all your homies?
Jada lost everyone. She lost her parents to a car accident before the movie started. She lost her brother at the beginning of the movie, and she lost all her friends in the movie. And she's the one who didn't want to do it.
Exactly. She was the one that was the most hesitant. She got a man out of the deal, but she barely got that.
Yeah, and she had the best day of her life the day before.
Right.
With this man, with Blair Underwood, pre-evil.
Pre-evil.
Yeah, he wasn't evil yet. At least I don't think so.
That's the same continuated universe. Yeah.
Yeah, but Tyler Perry was like, "Nah, that nigga too dark to be good."
I feel like
you gotta be a villain
for all the black people. All the black people know who Blair Underwood is and like all the roles he's ever played. Yeah. Some people out here talking about like, damn, let me Google Blair Underwood. Let me see.
There are some people who hate him in real life.
No facts. He's a great actor. Outstanding.
Yeah, but he's when he's a villain, he's a villain.
Yeah, right. But
like MCU could find a part for him.
They really could. But yeah, man, I just think Set It Off doesn't get enough respect. It doesn't make sense because you really haven't seen any movie like it since, as far as in our community.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's. I don't necessarily know if I can use the word groundbreaking, but it does a lot of things that hadn't been done.
Yeah,
because
go
ahead.
I was gonna say the last time we had an all-female cast, it didn't do well. And the movie I'm thinking of is Ghostbusters, and that one got a lot of slack.
Because I was gonna say Girls Trip did well.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has to be. It can't be it has to be one of those movies where it's led by sex or led by, some
it's got to be a
grand
comedy.
adventure. Yeah, but it not no like.
But like this is a relatively down to earth. Like all of them are
street level.
Yeah, very street level. All of them are in hard times and need to make this work. And then we got somebody who happens to know how the system works. And because she got fucked by the system, she's like, well, we're going to fuck back.
Yeah.
And yeah, she, what happened with Kimberly Elise and her baby, shooting himself with Windex or whatever. Like, yeah, like it's a good movie.
It really is, bro. Like, the more you think about it, it's like, how the hell is this not talked about more? Like, how do we not talk about Set It Off more? I don't get it. Okay.
At the end, Queen Latifah was definitely looking like the red dude from Ant-Man 2 at the end of the movie, all the holes in them.
They lit her up, man.
And that's the thing. That's a dying scene that we don't talk like.
Yes.
That's acting.
That's acting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and that's the thing, like, it didn't even occur to people how well she did that, how well she executed that dying scene. But Queen Latifah can do everything.
Facts. Versatility, baby. Princess and the Frog? What we thinking?
We're almost there. We're almost there.
I'm about to buy you. Yeah. Honestly, love Princess and the Frog, but I remember the song more than I remember the movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, where I stand on it. I want black people to be black people.
Yeah, facts.
And spending the movie as a frog is just, I
blame you, Spenser. You're the one that made me not enjoy this movie.
Sorry.
I was a fan until you broke that thing to me. And I was like, damn it, now I can't see it the same.
I will say, I like the soundtrack a lot. And honestly, I might go Princess and the Frog over Set It Off.
Okay.
The music. That's a damn shame.
These are two very different types of movies.
Yeah.
So depending on what you could go one way or the other on this because neither of them are bad, but I'm going Set It Off.
Yeah, I'm a family man now, and the family man in me is the Princess and the Frog. Maybe in my younger days I would have been Set It Off. I'm a softer gentleman now, so I go Princess and the Frog. Yeah. So Brandon, what are you? You gonna break the tie?
I said this is our first split decision of the night.
I gotta go Set It Off, man. I like Princess and the Frog, but yeah, I think it's going as far as it can go. Yep.
I thought it was gonna be my Cinderella story. To be honest, I thought Princess and the Frog was gonna have the upset there for a minute.
The fact that it made it to the second round, good for them. It's a good season. That coach should get a contract extension and good season. You know what I mean? All right,
we're in the Elite Eight.
Elite Eight. All these movies have had a great season, but now we're getting nut cutting time. Now we got to see who goes to the Final Four. And in our first matchup, this is tough.
Jordan, you're gonna have to call this one because you know where Brandon stands. You know where I stand.
Yeah, that's tough.
This feels like a gentleman versus gentleman episode all in itself. So we have Bad Boys 2 versus Bad Boys the original. What were you gonna say, Spenser?
Oh, I was just gonna say,
should I just call it?
I mean,
no. I want to make the arguments.
Yeah, so we could spend more time talking about the movies. Since Bad Boys 2 is higher on the docket, as far as like placement, I'll go ahead and it's just so good. It's my favorite movie. It's got everything. It's got everything that I don't. It's just everything about it is great. But everything about Bad Boys 1 is great too. Like, I don't know that either movie just has misses, but Bad Boys 2, it's got the Klan, it's got the Russians, it's got the Haitians, it's got the Cubans, it's got the greatest car chase scene we've ever seen. It's got pure comedy whenever the man is on ecstasy. His the fact that he got shot at the beginning of the movie. The conversation at the video store.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I forgot about him on ecstasy. That was he's like rubbing his nipples and everything. I forgot about that.
Like, this ain't no gay shit. This is man shit.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean this. This is a nice fucking fish. Big fucking eyes, but a nice fucking fish. The whole feng shui.
Oh yeah,
the Vin Wang or the yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Brandon, what do you got about Bad Boys? Let me hear Bad Boys a little bit.
Okay, let's talk about it. All right, Bad Boys the original, game changer, right? This is the movie that shot Will Smith to the nuclear level. This is the movie that shot Martin Lawrence into a movie level star, not just TV. A lot of the quotables from Bad Boys 2 come from Bad Boys 1. That's how you drive. From now on, that's how you drive. You know what I mean? That's how you shoot. You know what I mean? Like Mike Lowry. Yeah. Like, bro, just the movie had everything you wanted, bro. That's when you get to see Marcus with his family. And then when when Mike was over at his house and he was worried about him smashing his wife, he climbed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just an amazing movie, bro. And like, I don't know, man. It's just from beginning to end. And I feel like it did a really good job of, I remember when the dude killed the black girl at the beginning of the movie, I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? Like, he used the pillow and then he shot her. I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, oh my
like
God.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Bad Boys 1 is just like, to me, the foundation of a lot of these buddy cop movies are trying to be, especially like add a little culture to it. Whereas this made being a cop look cool, like straight up, like Will Smith running down the street. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, Bad Boys is just the foundation, man. I mean, I know Bad Boys 2 got a lot of sparkle to it, got a lot of stuff to it, and it's hilarious. But I would argue this is prime Martin Lawrence. This is at his peak.
I mean,
I feel like this is prime Will Smith.
I agree with both of y'all.
And again, we have the scene with Reggie.
True.
I had my choice.
That's one of the most iconic scenes in movies.
Yeah, I had my choice a long time ago, and be honest with you guys. But I did want to hear you guys kind of go at it.
Thank you for that.
And I will say I am sorry, Brandon.
I already know. I knew where you were
Bad
headed
Boys
before I even
2.
made my.
Bad Boys 2.
I
It,
already knew.
it for me, it had a lot of better scenes in it than Bad Boys 1. And also I like the soundtrack a lot more. So I'm sorry, Brandon. You know, there are winners and losers in this game. You
Damn,
know, you guys
Sean.
had a great game. Great game. It sucks to go up against your number one rival. Your
And
number one rival.
there are not very many. Well, actually, it might be half and half at this point. I was going to say, I don't know how many times a sequel is better than like an original, but
Rush
for
Hour,
me,
Rush Hour 2.
there are some.
Yeah.
The MCU has several, but I mean, The Dark Knight, Godfather, there are several examples. That's why I was like, I don't even know if that's true anymore. But for me, this is one of them. And that's not to take anything away from Bad Boys. But
Yeah.
as I have said several times today, Bad Boys 2 is my favorite movie.
Random question. Do you guys consider Rush Hour a black movie?
That's a great
question.
question.
Put Rush Hour. I was like, how come we didn't put Rush Hour? Did we not think about that?
It's hard to say because, again, we'd have to define what a black movie is. Because if Rush Hour is a black movie, then Lethal Weapon is a black movie.
True. Beverly Hills Cop is a black movie.
Yeah. Looking at the cast now, I don't think it's a black movie.
Yeah, because
black people loved it, but I don't think it's a black movie.
Yeah, like if we were going to count black people, like there's Chris Tucker. Like looking at the first one, there's Chris Tucker. There's the dude who plays his cousin in the red suit, whose name I have never known, but he's in everything.
Oh yeah,
is it Christian Powell?
Yeah, him. There's all the people that he says, "What's up, my nigga?"
What was the girl's name? Su Young. But no, I don't think it's a black movie.
Say it might be an Asian movie with
low
key.
I'm
looking at the cast.
With the councilman and Juntao's right hand and
Juntao.
Huli.
Yeah,
I love Huli.
Yeah.
But
okay. Let's get back to it. I just thought about it and want to throw it out there.
That's one of these losses where like you stay on the court, you cry while the other team celebrates. Was
that your number one, Brandon? That was your number one team?
I mean, it wasn't my number one to win it all, but obviously that's my favorite movie. So like, yeah, my heart hurts. Okay, on to the next one. We have Ray versus White Chicks.
This is
what
unfair,
a matchup.
I'll be honest with you. No, this is like super unfair.
No, what a matchup.
Yeah.
Jordan, what are your thoughts?
I mean, did we even debate this one? I mean,
I think we might.
I'm going White Chicks. It's unfair. It's super unfair. I mean, he did his thing in Ray.
I'm also going White Chicks.
White Chicks is just too enjoyable.
White Chicks is one of the greatest comedies I've ever seen. The weigh-ins, because the weigh-ins aren't like spectacular to me generally.
Right.
Like they have, a few good moments in movies, but like this entire movie is just offensive in the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just hitter after hitter. It's just so funny. Today, like, I'm gonna have a BF.
I just looked at that quote. A bitch.
This is the first time I heard the word aphrodisiac too. This is the first time I learned what it was. When he's eating those oysters, he's like, "This is an aphrodisiac." Yeah,
I think
it's the first time I heard that word.
It's the first time I heard that word too, and since Afro was in the word, I assumed it was something black, and I was very incorrect. It's the reason people like 1,000 Miles.
It took that.
It's the only reason I know what song it is. Like I would not know that song.
I bet you that girl who made that song is like rich based off of just this
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Wayans got her so much money.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this movie is quotable too, because anytime like move, bitch. Like
yeah,
that's one of my favorite lines in a movie. Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair.
Talk about mothers. Oh yeah, once
you
go black, you'll need a wheelchair.
Yeah, and one of the greatest Yo Mama jokes I had ever seen was Yo Mama's so old when she breastfeed, she do it like that.
And then he blew the powder. Bro, that was crazy.
And I was like, why did you have that prepared
on you? Yeah, why did you have that on you? Like, man. And we talked about that. Terry Crews, like this movie made him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
I just think about how I can't remember which one of Wayne brothers, but they was laying down on the beach.
Oh yeah,
she's like, oh my god, it got dark outside.
Like, oh my god, what happened to the sun?
Nigga just standing, just balls all over him. He's like,
yeah.
What?
It was terrible. Like, oh, what a beautiful sunny day. Oh my god, what happened to the sun?
It got dark. What happened to the sun?
Tina the talking tummy.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, bro.
Oh dude.
Yeah, and I'm like Spenser. I don't find the Wayans funny usually, but this one, yeah, they got a classic when they have this.
And one of the things that people don't like think about is whenever they were listening to 1,000 Miles and then they changed songs, and they were like, "You can't say that, the N-word," and they were like, "Nobody's around."
Nobody's around.
And then they knew the song.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, people don't think about that right there, but that was such a big moment. Yeah, like that was so good.
Yeah.
And people don't even understand why, but are guilty.
Right.
Yeah. And if I'm being honest too, I've seen a couple girls in my lifetime that also look like white chicks. You know, they got the big strong features on them.
You know, they was power forwards out there.
Oh man!
All right, but I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, it's not fair, but
it
is what it is.
Much respect,
but I get it.
Yeah, much respect to Rage. We some immature. Like we just love a good ass laugh. Like it is what it is.
Chicks is just so funny.
So funny. Oh man! Next matchup. This might be some differences here.
It's getting tight.
I know. Yeah, this is the one I'm nervous about. I've already revealed that this is my number one team upcoming, and I'm getting nervous. I'm
we might have to. Spenser, you might have to be the tiebreaker here. We'll see. We have
that would be
Life versus Friday. Two of the greatest comedies ever. Jordan, do you want to? I'm assuming you're going to pick. Yeah, go ahead.
Friday. But I want to say, I told you guys last time that Friday has transcended pop culture because they had a reference in Bluey to this. This is it blows my mind when Bluey, a cartoon show for children based in Australia, out here quoting Friday with bandits saying my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Like, come on now, that is mind blowing right there. What, almost 30 years later, you got a cartoon TV show saying that? Like, come on now. That's how you know it has lived on. And don't even, not to mention Bye Felicia, like I said, huge meme. Damn, another huge meme. This one is just, it's timeless. Friday is timeless.
Okay.
But also Life is there too. I'm just saying life is really good.
I believe Life is better. It's a better movie. I think Life is a better movie, and I think it's funny. Now quotables could be tit for tat. I could definitely see why Friday is definitely more quotable. But like, if we're talking movie, if we're talking a full journey, we went through these men's entire league. Claude and Ray. We went through a whole journey with these men, right? These niggas pies, like them niggas pies. Like you gonna eat your cornbread? Yeah, you gonna eat your cornbread.
You gonna eat your cornbread.
This the gun line, boss. Like it's so many good quotables, bro. And then the funny thing is, like, it gets funnier. Like, even when they get old, he's like, I'll piss on the motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just so many good quotes from this movie. And it gives you real life. Like, they was trying to run away, trying to escape. How they treated people poorly down in the South in prisons and things of that nature. And then we got a beautiful ending. The way they escaped, that was smart. That was smart as hell. And then they got to go to a baseball game together. Like, the way these people met so randomly at a club, Cotton Club. Like, yeah, man, Life is just a beautiful movie to watch, and it's hilarious. You got two of the goats. I love Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, but that's the best thing they ever did, like, in their career. If we're talking, like, we being for real, like, that was the performance that got them to do whatever else they did. Where these is Life is goats. This is goat level talk right here. And the cast is, I might lean the cast is better.
I don't know. The cast of Friday now, don't discount it. Got a lot of people in the cast.
It's a lot of Hall of Famers, but just in the prison alone, Hall of Famers all day.
And just think about also all the two spinoffs that Friday created. You know, Friday 2, that was a good one too. Now, come on now. You get to see Craig cousin Day Day. You see Day Day come off in there.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to think about
next Friday is not on the table.
I know. I'm just saying you have to think about, this was one day. We also get to see a continuation. Brandon mentioned continuations.
I know we got that beautiful story that contained one movie. We didn't need we didn't need 2 other movies. We got a beautiful story in one, right? Soundtrack, live. Come on, man. What's Friday's soundtrack? Who knows?
I mean,
right?
It's a day in the life of 2 brothers from Compton. You don't need a soundtrack for that. The soundtrack is life. That's all.
No, man. I always need a little
everything.
Music.
Don't need a soundtrack.
I always need a little music, man. Life is. It just gave you everything, bro. It gave you everything. Claude and Ray, like that's the classic duo, Claude and Ray.
Yeah, but you also got Craig and Smokey.
That's another. I can say Craig and Day Day is more iconic.
Nah.
The thing here, it sucks that a decision has to be made because they're both good. Because the way I'm looking at it, Life is a better movie, but I would rather watch Friday.
Spenser,
Friday is a good time. Friday is a really good time.
So is Life.
Yeah, we're talking about 2 great things here.
The Boom Boom Room? Come on, man.
We're talking about 2 great things here.
I'm the Pappy. Oh, man.
I mean,
Life is a better movie.
But
no, he doesn't need to add but. Don't add but for him.
You don't want to get knocked out the same brick the night Debo out,
I mean, no, and that's the thing. Like, if I have to pick one, I'm gonna pick Friday. But Life is a better movie. I'm gonna have to go with Life.
Let's go.
Damn.
Let's go.
My number one goes down. That's we crying in the car later.
Because Life is a more important movie in my opinion. I understand that Friday is very quotable and it transcends pop culture, but like Life actually has some like deep shit in it. And it does that as well as being very funny, very quotable. Like it does the same things that Friday does, but it also tells a great story, and there's a lot. It's much deeper than just being, a random comedy in the hood.
Yeah,
I'll just have to tell the boys in the locker room. I mean, the referee missed a bunch of calls. It's nothing we did wrong. We just the referee missed the calls.
That's funny. Nah, bro. Like Fridays. If you show me Friday and Boys in the Hood like really quickly, a couple scenes, I'll be like, it's the same thing. Like,
Don't do that. Don't
Friday's
try. That's
better.
cap. That
But
is
I'm
cap
saying
as
like
hell. Hell no.
I'm saying it's a better Friday's obviously better, but I'm saying it is in the same. It is like it didn't take much effort to change anything, right? Like,
Oh my god.
Ice Cube was just like, all right, let's film a movie around the corner and let's just do a full day. And I commend them. The budget wasn't high for that movie, but they did a great job. But hey, man, there's levels to this movie making thing, just like there's levels to brackets. And we see Life makes it on to the next level. Going on next, we have
last match in the Elite Eight.
Elite Eight. We have Django versus Set It Off. A lot of bullets in this movie.
A lot of bullets.
A lot of death. A lot of
bullets. Yeah. Wow, this is not a matchup I first saw early on, but
Same.
I liked it.
Yeah, like, and it's one of those like, this is, how do I feel about this?
Yeah.
Now I know for me it's pretty easy.
Me too.
Like I don't think we need to hash anything.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like,
So,
it's Django.
Yeah. We paid homage. Thankfully, we paid homage to Set It Off already. So
yeah, great movie.
Ahead of its time.
But Django, like, it's too much.
It's too much. It's just a beautiful movie.
Final Four.
Oh, Final Four.
Final
this is what people train for right here, to make it to the Final Four. People get raises to get to this point. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some tough decisions here, fellas.
Correct. It will be. It's gonna be a lot of. Have you guys number one got knocked off yet? I mean, obviously mine just got knocked off. Did y'all have a number one coming in?
Did I?
That I thought was gonna win, and that I wanted to win were different. So the one that I thought would win got knocked off. The one that I want to win is still here.
Okay.
Which one? The same.
Which one got knocked off for you, Spencer?
I thought Friday was going to take it.
And he made a very conscious. Good for you, Spencer.
Yeah, that's a very good thing, Spencer. Because you know me, that would definitely be a bias. Oh yeah, I would. Yeah. No,
I mean, just because.
What about you, Brandon?
I think for a lot of people, Friday's the GOAT.
Oh yeah,
like
if
Friday
you're not,
is
actually thinking about it. Yeah, I get that. For me, what I wanted to win was Bad Boys. That's just from my heart. But my number one, my number two favorite movie ever is Life. So still in the picture. I'm happy about that. We've still got a fighting chance here.
Let's move on to the Final Four.
Final Four. Our first matchup of the Final Four. We got a big matchup. Prime time. We got Bad Boys 2 versus White Chicks.
I hate it because
I love feelings.
Them. I love them both.
Yeah, this one gives off very different feelings.
I love both of these.
I'll be honest with you guys. I may be the easiest. I may have to be the decided. Well, no, I don't know. But to me, it's Bad Boys 2.
It's Bad Boys 2. I love White Chicks, and White Chicks could go up with most of the bracket and do well. Right. But Bad Boys 2, it's got to be Bad Boys 2 for me.
I'm gonna be honest, it was White Chicks for me.
Really?
I like the stupid humor. You guys talked about how you don't like the Wayne brothers. I love the Wayne brothers. I got that
watching every episode of the Wayne.
Oh yeah, I love that show. Love that show. So for me, it was definitely White Chicks, but I'm not too upset with it being Boys in the Hood. I'm not Boys in the Hood, Bad Boys 2.
Disrespectful.
Yeah. Again, against a lot, White Chicks would have cleared a lot of these movies.
Honestly, White Chicks falls on the other side of the bracket. We may be having a different discussion.
You're right. Because for me, I would have. Yeah, White Chicks might have made it had it been on the other side.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree.
Sometimes it's fall. Hey, I'm a North Carolina fan. It's been plenty of years. I feel like we got cheated We fell on a tough side of the bracket.
I mean,
I feel it.
That's what happened to Get Out.
Yeah, facts.
The first round for Get Out, that was
Get Out probably was
a
like,
shocker.
All right, fellas, pack some clothes for the whole weekend. You will be here for a while.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit. All right.
They didn't even get a chance to break a sweat.
Yeah, they didn't even open a suitcase.
Yeah, the wood was another one like that should have made it out of the first round, but the matchup was
against Friday.
Yeah.
So
that's what happens.
Damn, so Bad Boys 2 advances to the championship. All right, this next one. Who
will they face?
This is a tough one. We got Life versus Django.
Ooh, I think we know how Brandon feels.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Who's the most undecided out of you two?
I have an answer.
I don't have an answer right now.
Okay. So Spenser, are you on the opposite side, I'm assuming, of me?
Yeah, it's Django for me.
Okay. All right. Well, Jordan can make the tiebreaker. I think both outstanding historical pieces, obviously, and they both, I mean, for the most part, depict Black people in a positive light, or at least, you know, in the best way they can during those time periods.
Yeah, like under the circumstances.
Right. I'm be honest. It's hard for me to argue against Django because that's a damn good movie. That's a damn, you know, I love a good action movie. And his history, like you kind of in my ballpark.
And that's my thing is like, do I love action movies more or do I love a comedy movie more? And that's really what it's coming down to for me.
And well, it's like,
the thing
which one executed which
Django is also funny because
it is.
You remember the hood scene.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the funniest part too, but Life has a lot of great funny parts.
Like the Django part that's hilarious, low key, is when they drive up to the slave owner's house. They're like, "Oh, you want me to treat him like a like a
yes?" That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite moments. It's like, "Oh, so you want me to treat him like he white?" No, that's not what I said.
That's not what I'm saying. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
We forgot about that scene.
Bro, it got a lot of moments like that, bro. That's just like low key, but it's hilarious.
It's like, and then it was like, "Is that the guy that we need to shoot?" Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Are you positive? I don't know. You don't know if you're positive? I don't know what positive means. Positive means you're sure. Yeah, I'm positive.
It blowed his brains out.
Yeah. And then, of course, who is this nigga on the nag?
Bro. Like,
you guys.
Like, Samuel L. Jackson was not okay.
He really wasn't. Like, and the fact that he didn't give a fuck. Like, he didn't care. He was like, I played that role. Who cares? Deal with it.
And whenever they were talking about like the behind the scenes, and this is a random sidebar, but Leonardo DiCaprio was like struggling with the use of the word nigga, and Samuel L. Jackson was like, "It's another Tuesday for us, so let's get this thing going."
I seen that. I seen that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I have arrived at a decision.
Okay.
You got something to say?
I just want to. If we're gonna eliminate my baby, I just want to make sure I get my time in.
Okay, I got you.
But yeah, man. I mean, we talked about the quotables, but bro, just the journey. Like these dudes met at a club. He stole dude's wallet on the smoothest way possible. Get him to adapt. Took his wallet, and then they both end up, taking a dive in the river, whatever. And they go on a journey together with the nigga pies and almost getting killed. Loki was gambling. You know what I mean? That's the only reason they got in that dangerous position. I don't know, man. I see where you're leaning. I already know. Damn it. But
I'm the baby. I'm the baby's pappy.
Yeah, I'm the daddy. But I mean, it was so many quotables.
I forgot about that white woman. I forgot all about that white woman. Yeah,
man. Can't get right within that thing. What?
And the fact that they were like, and we never saw them again.
Yeah, that's
Like,
a beautiful part
oh,
of the story. That's some shit you see in a book.
no, that's exactly how that would have gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, ooh, that hurts.
Yeah,
But
took the baby and everything.
I'm mad. He literally like just put that baby up to everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, like put it right next to their face.
yeah. Put it up to like
That's all you can do with that.
Goldmouth, ugly ass. Yeah.
I mean, are you guys ready for the verdict?
Yeah. I think that my feelings won't be very hurt, but I think Brandon's will.
This hurts. I used to watch this with my pops, man.
But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what decision he makes. But
I mean, I will definitely say that Life was a really great movie. It was a really fun movie. But I gotta give it to Django. Jamie Foxx and Django.
Is Django really a black movie? Let's talk about it.
now we covered that in
is
rounds.
Is it really a black movie? Let's just pull up the cast. No, I'm just
playing. We already hashed that out. And for this reason, this is exactly why we talked about it early.
No, man, this is perpetuating slavery. I'm not a fan of it.
But the slave wins, so it's different.
No, but
that's tough.
That's tough, man. That one hurts, but I get it.
Final matchup, fellas.
And again, if the bracket was laid out differently, this could be a very different conversation.
So let me just ask y'all: if White Chicks went up against the Django, what y'all got?
I'm pulling Django on that one personally.
I'd have to pray about it.
Okay, if White Chicks went up against Life, what y'all got?
I would have picked White Chicks.
Ooh, I'm gonna pick White Chicks too.
See, I'm picking Life,
and we knew that.
Yeah. You got real lucky, Brandon. I guess you didn't get too lucky. You got eliminated either way.
Yeah, both my fucking picks got eliminated.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, but
that's tough.
Okay. All right. In the championship game on a neutral site, we have Bad Boys 2 versus Django. Fellas, what are your thoughts? This is the championship. This is the big game.
Both very good. I love them both dearly. However,
it
is very clear to me that Bad Boys 2, it should be clear to everyone that Bad Boys 2 is my choice. It's my favorite movie. And, I could talk about it some more, but
let's break it down. Okay, let's break it into pieces. Okay. All right, comedy for comedy, which is better in the comedy category? Which movie is better?
In the comedy category, I go Bad Boys 2 because Django has fewer funny moments, in my opinion.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I can agree with that. Okay. So in the comedy category, Bad Boys 2 probably wins that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's do action. For action, which one we got?
Now that's hard because Bad Boys 2 has the advantage. Bad Boys 2 has the advantage of taking place today, whereas so Bad Boys 2 has a lot, like Bad Boys 2 can do a lot more with guns. They have the car chase scene. Bad Boys 2 is able to spread out more because it takes place in a more recent time. Django has good action scenes, but I think Bad Boys 2 has better action scenes. And I think Bad Boys 2 is a better action movie therein.
See, I might lean Django just because the execution of the action. That last scene where they're in the house shooting and just flying, everything. He's hiding under bodies. He loses the gun, got to drop it, grab a gun off a dead body, shoot. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's great action scenes in Bad Boys 2 as well, but
Bad Boys 2 has Michael Bay explosions.
Very exactly.
Now, in the category of acting and character work, Django.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like, oh, the performances in Django were phenomenal.
They really were. There are more
Yeah.
iconic roles in that, but I mean, obviously, Bad Boys 2 was kind of more just straight up Will Smith and Martin Lawrence doing their thing.
Yeah,
I'll
like
say,
Gabrielle Union was in the movie, but like, did it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and for me, I have a love-hate relationship with Rotten Tomatoes. I don't put much stock into Rotten Tomatoes, but I thought I should bring it up for the finals. Has nothing to do with anything, but I just like to bring it up. When I guess spoiler alert, you guys can already see it. But for the audience, this is crazy. This is crazy to me. But the tomato meter, so the critic score is a 23% for Bad Boys 2.
and the
While
critics can go fuck themselves.
yeah, while the audience is a 78%, which I feel is still too low for this
Say
movie.
the audience can also go fuck themselves.
So, and then for Django, I mean, the critic score is an 87 and the audience score is a 92.
True.
Which
I'd say are reasonable and
Yeah.
relatively accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just want to throw that out there though. But
Jordan, do you mind looking up Bad Boys 1? Just for shits
Yeah.
and giggles.
Bad Boys 1's tomato meter is probably much better, but I think the audience will be roughly the same.
Yeah, I could definitely see it being the same. Where I'm actually surprised. I mean, obviously, I think we all are surprised at the score of Bad Boys 2. Like that was Jesus, we're on the same.
yeah, so Bad Boys.
Oh, the
little
audience
higher.
is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bad Boys 1's a 43% for the critic score,
What the
and then for the audience score, it's 78%, which is
Did
still,
they
I
make
think,
these
in my opinion,
votes
too
in
low.
94? Like when did like this is wild. Like what the hell? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, either way, like this is one of the greatest franchises ever. But okay. Okay, last category of the two movies. Like director wise, which director do you think executed the best out of the two? So Michael Bay, Tarantino.
Because I think that Tarantino is a better director than Michael Bay.
I agree with that.
For sure. Like overall,
I agree with that.
But I think
Absolutely.
that this is one of Michael Bay's better items. Well, I think it's his
Might be his
best item, of course.
Yeah, might
Like,
be
of
his
course.
best.
I mean, yeah. Like of Michael Bay's catalog, I think this is his best one. But I have to like it oh God, it's hard because Tarantino did good work here, and in my opinion, this is Tarantino's best movie.
Agreed. I think I would give it to Tarantino because Tarantino gave you like some moments he could have easily cut, like some very uncomfortable moments that he easily could have been like, no, let's not do that. Let's not do the dog scene where he,
Oh, the dogs! Oh,
yeah, like
scene.
You know what I mean? Like he could have easily cut that scene out and been like, all right, whatever they make through.
The random like close-ups.
Yeah,
like those were too much.
Too much. Like
I gotta give it to Tarantino. It hurts, but yeah.
Okay. What with that information, what we thinking?
Oh, my answer has not changed.
Mine neither.
Ooh,
so
Jordan,
what
you got?
I'll just go and reveal mine. I mean, I am going with Bad Boys 2. That's my choice, and I'm sticking with it. That's my man, and I'm sticking with him.
Obviously, my vote doesn't matter because you two voted, but just out of my love for buddy cop movies, Bad Boys franchise, obviously Bad Boys 1 is my favorite. Bad Boys 2 is amazing. I gotta go Bad Boys 2 as well.
Yes.
So that's
unanimous
2 out of 3.
decision.
So Bad Boys 2 is the champion, is the winner of the Black movie bracket.
This Black movie bracket.
I'm gonna try to get in. We are the champions, my friend.
You should add the Bad Boys song in here.
Do it for
All
fun.
All right.
But yeah, man, that's a really good bracket. Bad Boys 2 made it through it. It didn't have an easy road.
No, it did not.
Honestly, like it went up against some hitters.
Yep.
Bad Boys 2 is the winner. So guys, we'll put the bracket out as well. And you guys let us know what you know, who your winner is, how you feel about our decision, and some of our decision throughout.
Because I feel like for a lot of people, Bad Boys 2 wouldn't have made it out of the first round because a lot of people love Love and Basketball.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think more people are soured on it now, but I agree. I think some people are just like nostalgia.
Yeah, for some people, it's their favorite movie. Like I've heard people say that Love and Basketball is their favorite movie more than a lot of movies that should be.
Low-key, I think we've kind of underrated how like Love and Basketball got a tough first round matchup. Like that was rough.
It like, to the winner.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you put Love and Basketball against Nutty Professor, what you thinking?
I'd pick Love and Basketball.
Yeah, I'd pick Love and Basketball.
Yeah, same.
Right? So like that's just the nature of it. Like it got a tough matchup.
But you put Love and Basketball against The Wood.
I'll probably go The Wood.
I'm going with The Wood.
I'm going with The Wood as well. I agree.
And that's like The Wood also lost in the first round.
Yeah. That's like the slight margin that's a great thing about the bracket is, you know.
Yeah, where you're placed determines everything.
You know, determines your journey.
Are there any movies you thought went further than they should? Y'all got any of those?
That's hard to say. Just because, like, for me, ATL, I guess, just because there are some movies that didn't make it out of the first round that would have beaten ATL. For me, but I don't think ATL wasn't deserving of round 2. But like, there are some movies that ATL like would have lost immediately.
Yeah. That's a good question. Honestly, I think if we redid it, I would honestly maybe think Drumline should have beat Malcolm X, but I definitely understood why we made that decision. But
I would definitely say Ray went further than I thought it would, but that's also because of the matchups it had.
Yeah. That's true.
Like I think Ray would have lost against I think a lot of other movies in the first round, in my opinion. But you know,
and next time we do this, we should probably go ahead and split it by genre. So like, we should do a comedy one. We should do a drama or thriller or like non-comedy.
Yeah.
One, because some of these like comedy versus very serious movies, like, ugh. I like these for very different reasons. And the mood I'm in is going to determine which one I want to watch that day. Because looking at like Booty Call versus American Gangster.
That's unfair. Like that is unfair.
That's very much going to be dependent on how I'm like the mood I'm in.
True. Very true. I mean, it shakes out that way. Like sometimes you have some weird matchups.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how it is.
But yeah, I agree.
Like you may have a fast break team going up against a half court team.
Right. All shooters. Right. Like who knows? But yeah, and that's the great thing about these brackets. We'll definitely continue doing brackets. You can do sitcoms. You can do a bunch of different things with these brackets. So it'll be fun to kind of continue these in the future. But yeah, man, March Madness season, and yeah, it was a good time. It was fun to break all these down. Definitely was some tough decisions made. Some movies I've never thought about together at the same time, and that was interesting. But
yeah, I guess people will have to let us know how they feel. We forgot to mention all those social medias. So you can follow us on the Facebook group at the League of Melanated Gentlemen. You can also follow us on Twitter at the LMG Podcast. You can also follow us on YouTube as well at the League of Melanated Gentlemen Podcast. Always don't forget to like and subscribe to YouTube. Don't forget to rate and review us through whatever streaming service that you actually use. That helps us out a lot. It helps us get into other people's feeds and other people's algorithm. So yeah, that does a big thing for us.
Thanks.
Anything else, fellas?
Let us know once you find us on those platforms and all that. Let us know what type of bracket you would like us to do.
Yeah.
As Brandon said, there's an endless number of brackets. We could do sitcoms, we could do dramas, we could do any other kind of movies, comic book movies, we could do Disney and Pixar, we could do wrestling. Like there's a lot on the table that is available to be turned into a bracket.
Yeah. Agreed.
Right.
We could do video games even.
Yep.
Now that would be a fun one. I will be honest, that wouldn't be fun. It had to be a certain area of video games, like some certain years. Because for a while there, I think all of us kind of got out of gaming for a little bit. But put it up against 2015 from
speak for yourself.
2005 to not you playing like 2 games. Talking about speak for myself. Only
hey,
two playing 2K.
I've been playing game every year. So speak for yourself.
Yeah, you see what you just said. You said I've been playing a game a year.
I've been playing games for every year. You know what I mean?
No. We're not doing this. Anyway. With that being said, we're never duplicated.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.